What is up, YouTube? Big Papa Jake back with another figure review on It Figures, where I talk figures. And today we're going to do Flyin' Brian, part of the Hollywood Blondes Series 116 Mattel WWE Elite figure. And so glad when this finally came in. I've had the stunning Steve Austin Hollywood Blonde figure for a while, and I was waiting for this bad boy to come out. So let's crack this one open. We'll do a little figure review. An opening, talk about Flyin' Brian a little bit. I will be honest, not my most, not the most knowledgeable on him, but I do know some of his prime stuff. So let's get cracking. First, I'm going to cut this, and then we'll talk a little bit about the packaging. All right, we're good to go. Okay, so Flyin' Brian Pillman right here. You got the Hollywood Blondes vest. Of course, the WCW Tag Team Championships, which I absolutely love those belts. That belt was awesome. And you got the director's, I don't even know what it's called, the thing they yell cut. They used to come down to the ring with. And yeah, one of these tag teams that people really seem to love from the, I'll say, mid-90s, before Pillman and Stone Cold left the company. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about the back of the packaging. Wow, I'm all excited to open this. So yeah, Flyin' Brian Pillman on the side. Got the beautiful mug there on the front. Flyin' Brian Pillman, Series 116. There's that shit-eating grin that he likes to say. Oops, sorry, I can't swear on YouTube. Series 116. Of course, you got the window on the top to let the light in. And on the back here with the cross-cell, AJ, KO, Jade Cargill. If I see that out there, I'm probably going to pick up the Jade Cargill figure. You got Randy Orton, of course, and his son, Flyin' Brian Pillman Jr., known in NXT as Lexus King. I was glad NXT got him. I still see big things with him. Haven't heard much about him. I don't watch NXT that much, but I just kind of follow it, and haven't heard much about him. And then, of course, Flyin' Brian here. So now that we got that done, all the excitement, I can go ahead and crack this bad boy open. Get a closer look here. There we go. Pretty awesome looking figure. We'll talk about it. Let me get the twist ties out of here. But yeah, Flyin' Brian Pillman, again, when I close my eyes and think about Brian Pillman, I have him in the era of that mid-90s WCW, right before the NWO takeover, when he was part of the Horsemen and had that feud with Kevin Sullivan and the whole I respect you Booker Man thing right before he walked out the door. That's kind of what I envision when I shut my eyes and think about Brian Pillman. Great wrestler. Unfortunately, the car accident when he went to WWF kind of hampered his I'll say development, his storyline ability. He did have some really great storylines with WWF. Wow, this is tough to get. We're just gonna have to hard times today, buddy. Alright, we're just gonna have to pull this bad boy out. There we go. Well, but yeah, when he went to WWF and had the feud with Stone Cold and played the loose cannon Brian Pillman. Again, I wasn't a WWF fan in the Attitude Era, but I have gone back and watched and know a little bit about that time and seen, the angle with the gun in the house and all the other stuff, and his feud with Goldust and Marlena, which was kind of based in reality because apparently he dated Marlena. But yeah, let's take a look at the figure. I'm getting off track and talking about Brian Pillman, who I really like. So there he is. It's a face scan. Decent face scan. Not perfect, but I would know who that is. He got his vest. Brian Pillman. Again, the championship title, which is... Got a rubber band holding the title on like that. Okay, I see ya. Let's get that bad boy off. Hollywood Blondes on the back. Stars on the back side. And it says Blondes on the bottom of his shorts there, his trunks. Got the 3 stars. I'm sorry, there's only one person I think about when you got 3 stars on the front of the trunks, and that's Macho Man Savage. But anyhow, stars on each side of the boot here. The white boots. Pretty sharp looking figure. Um, Again, comes with the director's board, I guess we'll call it. That's a pretty cool accessory. Obviously, only comes with these guys. I think Austin came with one. I don't display him with one, but I believe the Austin figure had one as well. And there's the WCW Tag Team Championship. At the time Austin came out with one, they were kind of hard to find. I think some of the outsider figures had come with them, but there wasn't a whole lot of them out there. But now, with the Ultimate Outsiders and several other figures, I think these are a little more prevalent, and I'm glad they are because they're awesome tag team belts. I'd like to get one more set for my Arn and Tully figures, but we'll figure that out. I'll find one somewhere. But yeah, so anyway, Brian Pillman, ex-Bengals football player. So I used to love when he had the tights with the Bengals design on it. I think I have a Galoob figure, the mini Galoob figures that has Pillman in his Cincinnati Bengals shorts or trunks. I keep calling them shorts. Boy, must be getting close to summer. But yeah, again, I'm not going to go over the articulation because I don't play with them, so I don't really care. But I'm just going to say these are sharp figures. Comes with the fists here and gripping hands here. I'm going to keep the gripping hands on them just to hold on to the belt. Belt looks like it's kind of, you can see here. Let's hold that up. See how one of the plates is coming off? Sometimes they do that, and you just got to work them back in there. But yeah, love that belt. Love the figure. Let's compare them. We're going to bring old Stunning Steve out. Again, love tag teams. I am a tag team nerd, and I am not all that familiar with their matches. I've seen a few. I think I saw a match, Flair and Arn versus them, but I really can't think of any other matches. So I guess in the comments below, if you have a favorite Hollywood Blondes match, everyone talks so highly about them, and my recollection of them is very small. Hit me in the comments with a match. I'll look it up. Let me know, if it was a pay-per-view or where I can find the match, and I'll be glad to watch it. I really want to learn more about them. Love tag team wrestling. Love tag team wrestling in WCW, particularly mid-'80s on, NWA era on. So yeah, I really want to make sure I learn more about the Hollywood Blondes and their what made them so great. Don't even know who they beat for the tag team belts. Don't even know who beat them for the tag team belts. But I would love to learn more about it. Interesting how big of a star Stunning Steve became. And unfortunately, if Pillman had been still around, he might have strapped his wagon to that horse that is Stone Cold. Met his untimely demise in a hotel room. I want to say, it was his addiction issues that got him. I don't know for sure. I've heard the stories of, how everyone found out. It was the night before a pay-per-view and he died in the hotel room, etc., etc. But I don't know. I think the cause of death was substance abuse. Not 100% sure, but I know he definitely was struggling with some demons from his accident and his injuries and things like that. I believe his ankle was so shattered that the Flyin Brian part wasn't going to happen again. He just didn't have the mobility by the time he got to the WWF. But to give Vince credit, and I know with all the stuff that's come out about Vince McMahon, they don't usually give him a lot of credit, but Vince took care of Brian, even though he didn't get his investment out of him as far as wrestling and stage time, so to speak, ring time, that he really took care of Brian and made sure he was still around and able to. They even tried him in announcing, I think, for a little bit, which, with that loose cannon gimmick, it would have been really cool had they kept up with it. But I don't think, for some reason, it didn't work out. And Vince was always picky about his color commentators, and probably didn't get it, as so often happens with Vince McMahon. He did not get certain talents that were, I'll say, pushing the envelope or going above and beyond. He was stuck in his rut and had his view on what announcers should be, what wrestlers should be. Hell, there was a time where neither one of these guys, whoops, sorry, Brian, neither one of these guys would have been the prototype size-wise, skill-wise of the wrestler that Vince liked. But as we've seen even today in 2025, that change has definitely come through, and wrestlers are no longer have to be the big immobile 300 pounders. They can be athletes, and whether that means you're 5'10" or 6'7", it's certainly a different era. But yeah, these guys, the Hollywood Blondes, another tag team to add to my shelf. We're gonna put these on my mid-90s WCW shelf there. I got some heels. Actually, it probably goes from early 90s to mid-90s with Mean Mark and Vader and all those guys. So my Paulie Dangerously, things like that. So yeah, what do you think of the Hollywood Blondes? Let me know. Are these figures, did you have to get them? I had to have them. Again, all things WCW, I had to have them. Love them. Love the title belts. Love the outfits. Love tag teams. Love everything. So drop me a thought on what you think. Appreciate you tuning in. Have nothing in the works right now to open, so hopefully I'll get out and hunting. 4 days from now, I have a doctor's appointment that's going to tell me if I could put weight on my foot, and then I'll be able to go out hunting, hopefully, and see if there's anything more out there. Not a whole lot out there hitting the shelves. Well, the WrestleMania shippers, but I can tell you where I am in the Midwest, our Walmart is probably one of the worst Walmarts I've ever been in my travels. We never get the WrestleMania shippers. We never get the big displays. And so I'm doubting I'll find the WrestleMania shippers. Don't even know what I'd want in there other than the Monday Night figures if I found it. And I don't really care. I think the Golga Build-A-Figure set with Booker T and the gang, it doesn't appeal to me. And even the Booker T, who I love, WCW era Booker T, even that, I don't need to have it. I might pick it up if I see it. I might not. Depends how I feel that day. But essentially, you know, I'm waiting on a couple big rubber guy sets. I'm waiting on my Monday Night Ultimate Lex Luger. I'm not going to be cracking that open, I don't think. So I'll just do a quick figure review of that. Big rubber guys, Arn and Tully's coming. What else do I have out there? And I did just order yesterday. I got the Monday Night Wars Ted DiBiase NWO manager Build-A-Figure set. Honestly, I only wanted, excuse me, only wanted the Great Muta out of that set, but I ordered all 4 of them on a whim. I went on to order the Great Muta, and I thought, you know, what the hell, I could use Ted DiBiase in my NWO setup. So I ordered that whole series, and then I'm just waiting for the next Monday Night War series. I think it's Series 8 with the Gorilla Monsoon figure. That figure is going to be smoking hot. Everyone's going to be after that set. So I've got to make sure I set my calendar for whenever those are going to come up for pre-order and get on that ball. Because Gorilla Monsoon, I missed the boat on his Elite. I kicked myself every day for not paying maybe 40 or 50 bucks for it when it came out. And now it's a couple $100 or even, you know, $100 loose. That Gorilla Monsoon figure is fire. So hopefully the Build-A-Figure will at least get me a Monsoon in my collection. So yeah, let me know what you think. Happy hunting, everybody. And drop me a comment if you have found anything fun lately. If you are on the hunt for anything. Hell, I just like talking figures. So appreciate all my 20-something followers I have. Get the word out. I'd love to get up to 50 so I can do some live streams with a couple people maybe that would want to talk figures with me and talk old wrestling, 80s, 90s, early 2000s wrestling. It's definitely a passion and a hobby of mine. And obviously, if you guys are watching this, it's probably a passion or hobby of yours. So, all right, until next time, happy hunting. Deuces, deuces.